Many thanks for staying with us. It's still the conversation, and you know how we do it. This is Lagos. We'll be talking about something very, very important, as it is the base. It is the foundation of any thriving society. We're talking education, and you know, a complex city like Lagos, you know, with its fast-growing population, getting basic education is not optional, but a necessity. Today we'll examine the realities behind policy promises as we address basic education challenges in Lagos, from overcrowded classrooms and teacher shortages to funding, access, and of course quality. Now joining us this morning is Otunba Muyiwa Ogunlaja. He's a policy development analyst, and he will be answering and talking and touching on, you know, some of the things I raised earlier and more. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you, my dear. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to our numerous viewers at home.
And a Happy New Year.
Same. I'm sure we all had a Merry Christmas.
Yes, yes, it was a merry one.
I can say that.
It was a merry one.
Still radiating.
Thank you.
All right.
I'd like you to assess, you know, the basic education, the current state of basic education in Lagos. Is it progressing, or Lagos State is just managing, you know, the education, especially the basic education sector?
Thank you. The 2013 National Policy on Education actually spells out what should be referred to as basic education all over the Federation, Lagos State inclusive. It spelled out the fact that the formative years 1 to 15 should be those years of basic education. When you have the first 4 years of 1 to 4, mainly dedicated to activities in the crèche, daycare schools, and then this kindergarten, and from 5 to 15, 10 years of continuous learning, dedicated to primary education, and the first part of secondary education, otherwise known as the junior secondary school. So when we talk about basic education, we are referring to the continuous learning a child will have from age 1 to age 15, that will not prepare him or her for senior secondary school or technical college, or to let him prepare for tertiary education. To aid this, to ensure that this becomes the reality, the government usually come up with what is called the Universal Basic Education, UBE, to the extent that each state then was mandated to have a board that will oversee the activities. And one of the paramount aims of the board is to ensure that all children of that age group are entitled to what's called free, compulsory, universal education, so as to reduce the number of out-of-school children. Now the question now is this: how far have you gone with this in Lagos State? In assessing what you have done in Lagos State, it will be a bit difficult because of the regular, continuous, on a daily basis inflows of people into Lagos. If the government had planned for about, let's say, 3 million children, by the time the plan will become implementable, additional 500 will have migrated in. As a result, it will make nonsense of the plan. So up till now, you still have children roaming the streets of Lagos who should be in school. These are not those who had been planned for, but those who strayed in from other states because of the convenience in Lagos. So the question is that the location of Lagos and the attraction it has made it very difficult for good plan that has been done to be manifested, to be seen, because you have this plan disrupted on a daily basis. And I think government has to double its efforts so as to ensure that these minuses are taken care of, so that the effects of the good planning that has been done can be seen. But until that is done, you continue to have all this almagari on the streets of Lagos. If you don't see those from our area, you see those from Czech Republic. You even see some from Benin Republic, and even some that are local who want to make fast money, because they now have the belief that it is not until you have basic education that you make money. They have seen the likes of these YouTube talkers, I don't want to mention names, and you can see that they are making money even at that age of 12, 13, 14. As a result, those who should be engaged in basic education now do not see it as a necessity again. Because to them, if the end is to make money, then let the means justify the end.
Okay, still talking about basic education, you raised a very salient point earlier that, you know, government made sure that basic education is free.
Compulsory.
You know, and it's free and it's compulsory for anyone. So why do we still have private schools? I remember was it 1984? 82 or 1980, where my father withdrew us from a private school to go to Jakonde school, which had just started. And I must tell you, aside the structure, the education quality was at par with where we were coming from. So why is it that today, you know, we still have private schools still thriving if government has made provision for compulsory public schools for basic education?
Thank you for that. Let me say that there's this what we call colonial mentality amongst Nigerian parents, especially those of us in Lagos. They usually want to show what is called class. Maybe I should let you know that some of us attended our lower schools. I went to public primary school, the proud Olobo Methodist Primary School.
Oh,
I equally attended.
the heart of Lagos.
Yes, I equally attended a public secondary school, and that happened to be in Edo College, Benin. And I equally went to a public university of Lagos. We were not paying money. Rather, government was giving us money there for coming, including meal ticket that allowed me to have a full chicken on Sunday with a basket full of ice cream and with my laundries done before I get back to the hostel. So, but that was then when government invested a lot in government schools, when teachers were employed on merit, when competent teachers were there and they were given all forms of encouragement. But now, most of these schools, government schools, they have dilapidated. The classrooms are no longer there. They are not conducive. Actually, there is no security. Most of the time, when children are siphoned, in quote, from schools, I don't use the word kidnap, from schools, they are from public schools, not private schools. Because private schools will have put in a lot of security measures that will make it very difficult for you to just come in. Even as a father or as a mother, if you cannot go and pick your child in school that day, before anybody you have sent is allowed to do that on your behalf, a lot of questioning, a lot of telephone exchange will have taken place to confirm that whether a person comes to pick your child or your authority or not. So because of that, people are scared of attending government schools now because of these lapses. And the funniest thing is that government too, though good intent, when employment is made or is to be made for teachers who should be qualified ones to these basic schools, that's when you now know that you have a cousin who has read electronic engineering. You have someone who has read political science, and you're now pushing him to go to basic education, to go and teach because you wanted him or her to be employed. The question is, of what use would that be to those children of ages 1 to 15 who are still in their formative years? What can they teach? Teaching them during that period means there is what's called a 70-30% ratio, meaning those being taught, the listeners must do 70% of talking and only 30% of listening. I said 70% of talking. In how many schools do you have our pupils doing 70% of talking? Rather, it is the facilitator That is the class teacher who will do 70% of talking, and the children will do only 30% of listening. Where there should be vice versa. They are to be brought up to communicate, to feel free, to express their opinion, and that you only see in foreign countries, other climes. No wonder their own form of education is called the Montessori education. They are allowed to participate. It's like in management. There's what's called MBO, management by objective. Objective settings, goal setting will start from the scratch, now go up. So everybody will have participated before the eventual goals are set.
So is it that in primary school, state-owned primary school, you don't adopt the Montessori style?
They do not. They do not, and we have not been doing so, because even that facilitator, that class teacher who should do it does not know what it means, because he never read education. He might know what they read aeronautic physics, all because he must be employed, and he has an uncle who is a big-time politician, and say, hey, put him there.
But this is where training should come in.
Put him there.
Training of
Would that
teachers.
kind of person want to be trained as a teacher? To them, it is their beds of passage. They are waiting in the wing, and the moment the right opportunity comes, they move. And it's affecting the curriculum. It should be a career job. The moment you are in it, you're a career person. There was a time government tried to make it a career job, to the extent that there was a registrar of teachers who was appointed there. I don't know whether they're still doing it, and teachers are certificated then. Apart from you having your BSc or NCE, you are registered, you are given a teacher's registration number, and you are seen as a professional teacher. So anytime you want to gain employment, you must use that number. But that's no longer the case. You find someone who, because the daddy is a member of the House of Representatives, or a senator, or the chairman of the government, and who have just been, who have just come back from abroad, who has read something like maybe person something like coding, coding, computer coding. That's, I can't just sit at home. Yes, you can't sit there in that primary school. I'm going. Please take him. After some time, we'll get another teacher for them. How are you going? And for those 2-3 years that will be there, you will have wasted the career of those children.
Maybe now, because I remember when I was in uni, during matriculation, during graduation ceremonies, those in the education department are usually the largest. In my own uni, and some other friends of mine and colleagues have also confirmed that. And the training during their years in uni, they do there's this thing they do. I've forgotten the name. For one semester, that's what they do.
They go for teacher training.
Yes, they go for it.
They go for that teacher's training.
Yes, there's a name they call
it. Teaching practice.
Teaching practice. They all go for it, and then they come back, and they're fully equipped. Is it that we now have a shortage of these people now getting into the system, and why are they now running away from what they studied?
Thank you. The first question is this. Okay, the first observation is this. Most of those who have gone through this tutelage, especially those who read banking and finance, who read accountancy, who read the marketing, not in education, you have options. Education, banking, education, economics, education this. Most of them don't look at their major, which is education. If you ask someone who read education, accountancy, ask him who are you, what's your discipline, who said that I'm an accountant. He will not tell you that I'm an education accountant. Someone who read economics will not tell you that. He will say that
they shy away from being a teacher.
They will shy away from that. And when they're not seeking for employment, they want to seek for employment as accountant, as economist, as a banker. And because of that, the core learning that they have had is been thrown overboard, and they cannot join. Those of them who are ready to even join are not given that opportunity, because the vacancies are limited, and there are many big wigs around who want to fix their own relations up, who read nothing, but they will not tell them to stay at home. They just go there and go and teach for some time, and when they go in there, they too are of the opinion that they are just there for some time, just to mark time and to get something every month, so that after some time they can go to their chosen field of specialization. So the combination of these factors has eroded the training that those ones have had, and those who are there are not ready to be subjected to regular training. If those who are employed and they have to come for school orientation, they will not even attend, and when they do, they go there to just talk, and when even if they listen, they will not grasp, because that foundation, that background is not there. So until government decides to take the bull by the horns by being proactive, by ensuring that when you want to recruit, you recruit those who are just teachers, by ensuring that when admissions are made to universities and they after graduation, they are allowed to fit to the system, and give them what they will get in other field. If someone who read education accountancy knows that you will get the salary of an accountant in the company, he will go straight to classroom, because to be less stress. He will go straight to classroom. But when he knows that if you go to the classroom, he's not seen as an education accountant, he's seen as just an education officer, then you want to go to the accountancy, which is minor. So the point is, government must take the bulls by the horn and do the needful. And another thing that is affecting it is this our modernization, especially this period of social media and communication. Most of the children in basic education classes now cannot even write very well. Ask a boy to write a letter, the next boy will tell you that, hi dad, hope you are right, instead of saying hope you are all right, oh dad, please can you send me some money? You try to can I send me some K? Can you send me some K? K means money. K naira and kobo.
Oh, okay.
Some will tell me, okay, dad, I got that was funny. I was captivated. Instead of writing that was funny, also that was Lord, laugh it loud. Is that grammar? Tell me. Is that grammar? So that is the damage.
But I'm very sure they are not teaching them that in school.
They are not, but they are writing it. They are writing it. No teacher will do that, but they are writing it. And they get used to that. I used to be an examiner for the West African Representation Council. I marked English for a number of years before becoming the chief examiner in English language. And I know what I'm saying. I know the type of scripts I come through. So when students write that way, you find it funny. What is it? All the rules of grammar have been in quote, have been bastardized. They no longer follow that. It is now the rules of social media, the rules of texting. If you want to text your dad now, I want to tell him that something is wrong. Instead of writing in text, you say howdy means how are you?
We wrote howdy. We wrote howdy then. But not to our parents.
There's what's called grammatical expression, or what's called grammatical function. Or you're marking, you mark expression, you mark content, you mark mechanical accuracy. There's what is expected of you must be written. But they get used to this. And some parents too, they do poor parenting. Those other parents guidance to don't put the children along. When the father would tell the son that you don't have to kill yourself, you are just in primary 4, come on, you don't have to kill yourself, don't worry. Have you seen the last program? When we were in school, you could only switch on the telly when we were young, when it was time for NTA news, because our father wants to be conversant with the news. They switch it on the telly, you listen to the news there. But now, or when you want to watch educative programs like Tales by Moonlight, like that to make you feel, you want to know your feeling, or programs like Mirror in the Sun that to give you education apart from entertainment. But nowadays it's either Befi was that program.
What is that?
There is this animated program. Befi, you know it, you know you are there.
Do you know it? Everybody knows it. Everybody knows it.
All these programs and this is all these stupid musical intercessions. So the point is that we have all contributed to the challenges we are having in basic education.
Okay, so this takes me to my next question. So how important is basic education in shaping the future of a child?
It is very important. Actually, look at the term basic. So that means it is paramount. It is the foundation on which the building is placed.
We should not be limited to classrooms.
Not only classrooms, I know.
Okay.
Not only classrooms. Not only classrooms. Basic education, actually, the training that people have in technical colleges is only basic. Those who go to private individuals to learn, they have their basic education. If a child decides to be an engineer and is going to a mechanical workshop to do apprenticeship about 7 years, by the time it's true, he has had that basic education. Education does not only mean when you can speak grammar. It's when you are prepared for the future. And as an apprentice in a mechanical workshop, after 7 years, you are prepared for the future. You can now go to a technical college, you can now move to Polytechnic or a college of technology and improve yourself and become a mechanical engineer because of the foundation you have had. So it's not limited to that. So it is so important that government must look into it. All the technical colleges that are being closed up now must be reopened and must be adequately equipped. Government schools too must have good classrooms that are conducive, and there must be security. People must not be scared of going to school. That I don't know whether I go to school today, I won't come back. Maybe I will end up in Sambisa Forest. That should not be there. Their parents must encourage their children too. Encourage them, let them know that the foundation matters. When the foundation is strong, you can build on it. But when you have a very weak, a very watery foundation, definitely you cannot build on a watery foundation. If the foundation is very weak, you can't build on it.
Yes,
and I think parents too should note that. And the influence of parents, influence of guidance, and peer group influence should also be noted. Go with people who are futuristic. Go with people who look to the future and say that I want to be this tomorrow. Don't go out with people who be that today today. After today, tomorrow will take care of itself. Okay. That is too parochial.
Okay. So let's look at funding for basic education in Lagos. Is the state receiving, or is the sector receiving enough funds? And why do we still have shortages, and those challenges you have spoken about earlier?
Thank you. I will give it to the present federal government. We have a lot of problems with them. I agree. They have not done extraordinarily well. I agree. But in terms of giving the states adequate funding, I give to this present federal government. There is no state in Nigeria now that is not having at least ×3 of what it used to have before the advent of this present federal government. So the question now is this: how can any state that is now collecting almost ×3 of what it used to have now talk about inadequate funding? So what is happening is not inadequate funding, but what I call prioritization. How have they prioritized education? If a state government has not prioritized education, you will not give it adequate funding. Unfortunately, most governors go to what's called white elephant projects. I know many states where they have decided to build state-owned airports. I don't know of what use would that be. You see, money that ought to have been spent on building schools here and there, establishing technical colleges, cottage industries, constructing good roads, now wasted on an international airport in a place that's so contiguous to another state that has standard ones. I think it's not good enough. It's not good planning. So let all the states reclassify their priorities. Let them prioritize their priorities and let them give education the highest, because the child of today, educated today, is the leader of tomorrow. An uneducated child today is a prospective armed robber tomorrow, because when he's not adequately equipped, when he's not employed, when he cannot do what his colleagues are doing, he want to meet up, and you don't do that, you go into diabolical activities, which will not be in the best interest of the of the country.
Talking about priorities for Lagos State, which is a mega city, should they focus more on building more schools, or see to managing the ones that are currently on ground?
According to the UNESCO, primary schools should be very contiguous to each other. It should be a kind of 5 miles radius, which means
within someone.
Yes,
within your residence.
Within your residence.
Okay.
So which means if I live somewhere here, my child can go to the next primary school, which will take him about just 10 minutes to get there and come back.
Okay.
But the question is, in most of our societies, even in Lagos, how many of these areas have primary schools that are very contiguous to them? That is one. Number two, in those good old days, when schools were scattered and they were not as contiguous to your residence, government used to provide to call scholars buses. We call them Scully. I'm not sure you met Scully. The way you are looking, you don't know Scully.
I didn't mean
we call them scholars buses. They are always painted khaki color. And the moment you're in school uniform, you just go in.
Pick you up. Okay.
Just pick you up. And they don't ask for any cover. And you drop off when you are nearer your school or your own. So when the schools are even not contiguous, they're about to take you down there. Are those buses there now? No. Are the schools contiguous? No. Some parents, they have chartered what you call Okada riders. Their own task is to take their children to school and bring them back. But because of the recent numerous accidents, they have stopped. And today to be, I better see my child alive than to see him have dead because of education. So they are withdrawing. So, and some areas too, we have insecurity. People are scared of going to those areas. Many areas around in the land of Ikorodu, in the land of Ekpe, in the land of Bragri, which used to be very conducive to learning, are no longer conducive. But people are scared. But they don't know when the next raid will take place. And before you know it, they are there and they are asking for money. So the point is, a lot still has to be done by government. Let the schools be established, very contiguous to the residents. Let there be many. Let them be adequately equipped. Let there be libraries. Let there be laboratories. Let there be facilities that will make the children want to read. Then encourage the children to come to school. In some states in the north, they give ladies, especially girls, money for going to school. Just to encourage them. It is good. It's good incentive. It's better to give them money to go to school than to use money to crack them down when they are committing atrocious activities. So the better government looks to this. The earlier government looks to this, the better for the state.
Thank you very much, Otunba Muyiwa Ogunlaja. He's a policy development analyst, and we've been addressing basic education challenges in Lagos. Basic education is not just about classrooms and textbooks, it's about shaping minds, values, and the future of Lagos itself. We'll go on a short break. When we come back, the conversation continues.